In October 2023, as missiles flew and chaos unfolded in the Middle East, one silent arrival changed everything. Without firing a single shot, it forced enemies to back down, froze proxy militias in place, and made entire nations reconsider their next move. It wasn't a bomb, it wasn't a warning, it was a ship. But not just any ship. The most expensive, advanced, and terrifying war machine ever built. The USS Gerald R. Armed with laser cannons, stealth jets, and enough nuclear power to light up a city, this $13 billion fortress doesn't just fight wars, it prevents them. So what makes this ship so powerful that just showing up can end a conflict before it begins? Let's find out. For decades, the mighty Nimitz-class carriers were the face of American naval power, massive, battle-tested, and unmatched across the seas. But war doesn't wait, and technology doesn't freeze in time. By the early 2000s, a new kind of threat was emerging. Hypersonic missiles, swarm drones, cyber warfare, and satellite-guided ballistic strikes. The Nimitz class wasn't built for that future. So in 2007, the US Navy revealed something new. A ship that wasn't just an upgrade, but a full-blown leap into the next era of warfare, the Gerald R. Ford class. Commissioned in 2017, the USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, marked the end of one naval legacy and the beginning of another. It officially replaced the iconic USS Enterprise and introduced a blueprint for the next 50 years of global dominance at sea. With over a decade of design, testing, and a jaw-dropping $13 billion price tag, this wasn't just a ship. It was a bet on the future. It features 23 major upgrades over its Nimitz predecessor. Not tweaks, not touch-ups, full-scale innovations across propulsion, automation, weaponry, and defense. Leaner, smarter, deadlier, built not just to survive tomorrow's battles, but to own them. But raw upgrades are only the beginning. Beneath the steel decks of the Gerald R. Ford lies its most dangerous secret: pure, unstoppable energy. At its core are two Bechtel A1B nuclear reactors, each one a marvel of engineering. Together, they generate over 700 megawatts of power, more than triple what Nimitz-class carriers can produce. That's enough electricity to power a small American city or launch a full-scale war. But it's not just about energy. It's about what that energy allows. Enter EMALS, the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System. Forget steam catapults. This is next-gen warfare. EMALS uses raw magnetic force to launch jets faster, smoother, and more efficiently. No build-up, no delay. Just raw kinetic energy, hurling a fighter into the sky every 45 seconds, even during sustained combat. And that's just the start. The ship's flight deck is a masterpiece of combat design. It's larger, flatter, and smarter, optimized to launch everything from supersonic stealth jets to massive helicopters and fully autonomous drones. The newly designed island structure is smaller and set farther back, freeing up more deck space for flight operations. A small shift with massive tactical advantages. Add in the upgraded power grid, next-gen radar systems, and deeply integrated automation, and what you get isn't just an aircraft carrier. You get a mobile weapons platform designed to react, adapt, and overwhelm. But the Ford's greatest advantage? It doesn't just launch aircraft, it launches dominance. Most ships defend themselves with missiles and guns. The Gerald R. Ford does. It with lasers, radar-guided cannons, and futuristic systems that barely seem real until they fire. Its first line of defense is the Phalanx CIWS, a 6-barreled Gatling gun that fires 4,500 rounds per minute. Radar-guided and fully automated, it creates a wall of tungsten bullets that obliterate incoming missiles and drones before they even get close. It's fast, loud, and absolutely ruthless. Then comes the laws, the laser weapon system. No recoil, no explosion, just a silent, invisible beam of energy that burns targets out of the sky in seconds. Developed by Lockheed Martin, it can instantly vaporize enemy drones, disable sensors, or blind incoming optics up to 3.5 kilometers away. No missiles needed, no reloads, just light. For threats too fast or too stealthy, The ship deploys the RIM-116 rolling airframe missile system, 20 ultra-fast interceptors guided by infrared sensors that can strike targets moving at over 3,500 km/h. Whether it's a swarm of enemy drones or a hypersonic missile, these systems are designed to end the threat before it begins. And that's just today's arsenal. The Ford was designed with space power and bandwidth to integrate future weapons, drone swarms, hypersonic interceptors, AI-controlled defense networks, and next-gen energy weapons still in development. It's not just a ship armed for modern war, it's a ship already preparing for the next one. But for all its firepower, how tough is the Ford under real-world pressure? Well, the Navy decided to find out by blowing it up. In the summer of 2021, the US Navy did something no enemy dared attempt. It attacked the Gerald R. Ford with the explosive force of 40,000 pounds of TNT. This wasn't an accident. It was a test. A brutal, full-scale simulation known as full ship shock trials, designed to mimic the chaos of real-world combat. The result? No system failures, no critical damage. The Ford shrugged it off. That single trial sent a global message. This isn't just a ship built to fight. It's built to take hits and keep fighting. Missiles, torpedoes, shockwaves. The Ford is armored against them all. It's the rare kind of war machine that's both a fence and fortress, able to operate under fire while still launching jets, moving munitions, and running full battle. As former Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin put it, this carrier is not just built to deploy, it's built to survive. The Ford's job isn't just to fight, it's to shape battlefields before bullets fly. That's exactly what it's been doing since the day it launched. In 2022 and 2023, it led NATO drills in the Norwegian Sea, sailing through freezing waters, testing operations in GPS-jammed zones, and running anti-submarine drills under ice-covered skies. It participated in Arctic Forge, Neptune Strike, and Neptune Shield, massive exercises designed to simulate global war with full carrier command. And then came October 2023. War erupts between Israel and Hamas. The Ford is deployed to the Eastern Mediterranean. It never fires a missile, it doesn't need to. Just its presence puts the region on hold. Iranian proxies go silent. Russian surveillance planes appear, then back off. And the waters, once a flashpoint, become eerily calm. As CNN reported, the Ford didn't need to launch a strike. Just being there changed everything. But the Ford never sails alone, and what surrounds it may be even more dangerous. But what really makes the Ford dangerous isn't its missiles, its lasers, or its jets. It's the uncertainty it creates. Imagine you're a hostile commander planning an attack. You've got the green light. The weapons are loaded. The plan is ready. Then satellite images confirm it. CVN-78 just entered your waters. Suddenly, nothing is certain. That missile strike could fail. That territorial grab could trigger retaliation. That drone swarm might get burned from the sky before takeoff. The Ford forces enemies to pause. And sometimes that pause is all it takes to stop a war. General James Mattis once said, "Sometimes presence is the strategy." The Ford makes that presence lethal, even in silence. The USS Gerald R. Ford is the most expensive warship in sea, human history. But its value isn't just measured in steel or nukes, it's measured in influence. It's a symbol, a 100,000-ton message that the US will defend the global order, anytime, anywhere. Whether it's silencing a crisis in the Middle East, locking down the Arctic, or shadowing Chinese submarines in the South China Sea, the Ford isn't just ready for war, it's ready to prevent it, with presence, precision, and the quiet threat of overwhelming power. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes insights into the world's deadliest machines. Drop a comment below. Do you think presence is enough to prevent war? Or will firepower always have the final say? This is Navy Truth, and the story doesn't end here.